So, hi everyone, I'm Sean and I'm a rising sophomore at UCLA. So, hi again, I'm Sean, and for the past year, I've been a freshman at UCLA. It was a really long school year, and I've been saying that compared to my hometown, where there isn't really much to do, a year at UCLA has felt like 4. Also, I am going to be reading off my screen because even after my 3 years of speech therapy, still have a little speech, I don't say impairment, which is like, oh, dramatic. I just like stutter a bit or like hesitate on my words, so I'm good. I'm not that nervous. I'm just me. Anyway, so yeah, I just need to focus a bit more on what I'm saying to speak more clearly. But yeah, that's kind of it for now. So TTYL XOX, just like the song. Anyway, now that I'm walking, good morning. I feel like dying. Just kidding. It's just so early. I'm never up before 10. The sun is setting. It's giving. The Central Valley is supposed to be always in high 80s, low 90s. So, go check, shorts, you can say lacy. Yeah. What else am I supposed to do? We'll check in later. Class at 12:30, and I will be going on Zoom for that. Yeah, kind of hashtag vibes TH. I'm also starving, but I don't really eat food, so I will be having every college student's favorite meal replacement, aside from just starving. Gum. And this is my cherry blossom gum that I got at Mitsua in LA. It's really good. Probably need it in a little bit. Not right now though. So as you just saw, I took the Amtrak home. So hashtag yay for coming home for a for a small break. But it was the end of week 9, and because of that, you might be wondering, why would you do that? That's the worst time in the world ever. Well, sadly, because UCLA runs on the quarter system. The school year ends mid-June, and my brother's 8th grade ceremony landed during that time as well. So being the good older sibling I am, I typed out so much for this, and honestly, it's very helpful because as soon as I sat down, I'm like, 0 words are going through my brain. I have 0 original thoughts, or any at all. So being the good older sibling that I am, I made time to come home for that. And honestly, it was fun. I really enjoy seeing parts of the Central Valley that I don't see all the time, even though that's where I'm from. But still, doing nothing for 6 hours each way is really enjoyable. That is until it's not. Yeah. Story time. I prevented an assault by doing nothing. Question mark surprise cat emoji. Like what? So on the way back to UCLA, I took a connector bus because the train line in the San Joaquin's train system ends in Bakersfield, and because of that, I have to get a bus to get back to UCLA. Oh yeah, and then so I get on the bus in Bakersfield, and then there's this guy who gets on. Because like I'm just seeing who's coming on because I'm traveling alone. There are complete strangers around me at all times, so I need to be aware of what's going on. And so this one guy comes on, and I kind of like profile him a bit. I'm like, your vibe it's not giving. And so I just did not like. Okay, so we're one stop away from UCLA, and this is what really got me. So we're one stop away, mind you. I haven't eaten for hours at all. I just wanted to go to the Nev with my friend and eat because I've been starving myself for a good reason. So that reason is because I don't like to eat or drink on the bus, just to avoid having to use the bathroom by any means, just because I don't want to deal with that. It seems very gross and unclean. So yeah. So we get to the stop right before UCLA. This guy that I was looking at who got on in Bakersfield, I'm like, okay, but interesting. Yeah, so he gets down, but then he comes back to the bus, but like everything is closed, like no one's like around to help him or anything. And then he gets a stick, and he starts hitting on the window, and I just kind of look at him and I'm like just like a small glance, like no, I'm not gonna interact with you. Even though like I saw what was going on, I see him, I'm like, okay, you're hitting the window, what's going on? I'm kind of confused. So I'm like, do I want to help him, or am I gonna win the ID gap war? Like, what's going on here? Okay, but also at the same time, I'm nosy, so I was looking where he was sitting on the bus, like a few rows ahead of me, and I look at on his seat, and I'm like, oh, he left his bag and his walking cane. Oh, a bit interesting. So I'm like, oh man, I feel a bit bad now because I'm like, oh, I should return his stuff to him. But oh well, what will the universe do about this now? It's not within my hands. Then after like 15 minutes, 3 security officers come over and start talking to him. And so at this point, I'm seeing what's happening, very confused, but interested, like what's going on. Like I'm nosy, like duh. And they search his bag, but he's also like resisting at the same time. So I'm kind of like nervous, like what is he hiding? Like, stop. So yeah, some time passes, and then the driver does get on the bus and tells everybody on there, including myself, that yeah, he was threatening to shoot her because she wasn't going to open the doors for him. No comment. And so yeah, I kind of just like understood that in my brain as him being just like overall upset that he was unable to get on and get his things. But that's really quite dramatic for that. Like, sir, there's definitely that's not yeah. I was really scared though at that point because like oh yeah, and then I forgot to mention he also had a knife on him in his bag when they were when the officers had come over and gone through his bag. So that's what he was hiding apparently. Yeah, so I felt very uncomfortable at this point because I'm like, oh, he had this on him the whole time, and I'm just here like 2 rows behind him for like 3 hours, and he could have just pulled a knife out at any given moment and done whatever. Thankfully, nothing happened, and no, but like my intuition was right though. Like I felt like I knew his vibe, and it wasn't cute. So yeah, and so this really made me begin to question everything about this trip. Like, oh, I'm never going on the train ever again, or I should just fly instead, because yeah, that's a really big concern that I never really thought of before. And I'm somebody who has taken the train at least 5 times, which is honestly a lot more than anybody else that I've ever talked to about like going on the train at all. Yeah. At that point, it had been like overall a half hour that we were delayed, which I couldn't be too upset about at this point because, you know, yeah, my driver was being threatened by somebody with a knife. You know what? I think it's okay that we're a bit delayed. I would much rather be safe and late than any other option besides that. So at this point, it's 6, and I was supposed to be at UCLA by 5:20. Yeah. So TLDR, LOL. I get to UCLA. I decompress from the long trip, and then I ultimately did end up making it to Deneb for dinner, and I was so thankful everything got resolved. Yeah. But I will tell you at this point in time, today is actually July 28th, which is very far from when these events happened. This happened like, oh yeah, I forgot to give context. Oh no. Oh, you know, I know I did. This happened during week 9, so this was like around, I think it was June 3rd or 4th that I was going on the way back to UCLA when this happened. So yeah, a good month and a half since this has happened. Yeah. But anyway, but this time, well, this past time that I went, I did take a little spray with me. So if there aren't really security screenings for these things, I might as well keep myself safe, which I'm not necessarily doing anything illegal because, like I said, this guy had a whole knife in his bag, so me carrying a little spray for self-defense doesn't seem like it was that bad of an idea. But yeah, and I would also like to add that this entire fiasco is not me trying to like what's the word? I'm not trying to discourage anybody from going on the Amtrak by any means, because in all honesty, this could have happened like anywhere, and there's even worse things that happen everywhere. So, but this is just my specific experience on the Amtrak, and I don't speak for the company at all. Ugh, I love making disclaimers. But yeah, I just really hope that this might open the conversation to increasing security screenings for better safety. So yeah. Oh, also, helpful information, which is really funny, including this at this point. UCLA students, and I'm not sure if other colleges do this as well, but I know for sure UCLA offers 15% off your Amtrak ticket. So if you do end up taking the Amtrak, that option is there for you as well, and I'll leave the link below. So now I'm going to give details on what happened during my last week as a freshman at UCLA via my Be Reals. I feel like people have been kind of like gassing on Be Real lately, like it's falling off, or that it's just boring, or that it's just not user friendly in the way that they would want it to be. But in my opinion, it's enjoyable as as you make it. Like, so if you're not really into it, then it's just not for you. So, and that's fine. It's it's an app. Who cares? So Sunday, June 11th at 5:50 p.m. I was out at dinner with my bestie Edith for her birthday dinner. She turned 19. Yay. I'm still 18, FYI. I don't turn 19 until November 24th. Boo. But anyway, so we came to Shamshuri Grill for her birthday. We were supposed to go to Nobu, and we had everything set and ready to go, but we had called to add someone else to our table, our other friend, but the customer service was kind of weird, and they weren't like, how do I explain it? They weren't being very customer servicey, which is weird because, like, why are you being a nice restaurant and having horrible customer service? Like, try harder. But anyway, we're here, and I got her this Chichi, very cute, and I got her that, and also a pair of these, like, silicone ears that you attach to your AirPod Maxes, which is really funny because I also got myself a pair of those so we can match, but hers I got in white to go on hers since she got green, and then mine are black, so I got the black pair so we can match. Very cute. But yeah, I did all this. I actually had gone to IKEA earlier in that day to get storage bins, which was actually when the Be Real had actually gone off, and I did this one late. But anyway, yeah. So the next day, Monday, 12:05 a.m., I'm here in my room with my roommate Jack. We're both studying. Well, he's studying. I'm just standing up for the Be Real. And I actually didn't have any finals this day, but I did the next day. I had 2 on Tuesday. Not cute. Really annoying, especially since when it was at 8 a.m. Like, no, please. But yeah, we're up studying. Cute. Next. Okay. So Tuesday. Oh, okay, yeah, Tuesday at 6:24 p.m. Did I do them both this day? Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I actually had 2 finals, like I said. The first one was at 8 a.m. in person, all the way in Lecretz Hall, which was so far in the morning. Like, ugh, I don't want to go there. Like, South Campus at 8 a.m. Don't care. Oh my god, I completely forgot to mention, I'm an econ major. Oh my god. Crazy. But yeah, so this is me. I think I was watching a show. Like, it's not showing on my iPad, obviously, but I think I was watching Never Have I Ever, because... Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. There's like 5 million things I want to say. So, I had my first final at 8 a.m., right? And then my second one I did immediately after because it was scheduled for the 11:30 p.m. time slot. But it was online. So I went to YRL and did that one online. Which honestly wasn't that bad. It was completely multiple choice and a quiz. So, like, dub. So, yeah. And then afterwards, I believe I got ronde. I got a burrito, and then I just sat and ate in my room. Yay. Yeah. Okay, so here's Wednesday. Okay, this was a really nice Be Real because... Okay, actually it wasn't. Well, yes and no. So the reason why it was a good Be Real was because I was with my friend Jay. Yay. I had that rhymed. Anyway, we were both at Denev. Very nice. But the reason why it was... Oh my god, the reason why it was bad was because my phone was cracked. It had been for a while, actually. So one day... I was walking up the stairs by South Campus that lead towards the gardens, and I tripped on the very last step. Like, come on! And I was holding my phone in my hand, and then it fell face down, and then I cracked it. And so at first it wasn't that bad, but then they started to mess with the LCD screen underneath my actual, like, glass, and then so I couldn't really use my phone at all. So all these Be Reals were taken very strategically, I was like holding down my screen with my thumb just so it wouldn't glitch out and just like do anything weird, because what it would do was it would just like tap everything on the screen possible, and it was just really not a good time. So then I did end up using my iPad as my phone for like everything, which honestly wasn't that bad, but it was kind of annoying having to carry it like a phone, but just in my room. I wasn't weird and carried it around like an iPad kid. But I definitely did think about it. Oh yeah, and I'm wearing the same shirt in there. Yay. But yeah, we got food. And another interesting part about this night was I think I called this, like, I added a caption that said last dining hall meal, which was actually true at the time because I was expecting wait, no, this is Wednesday. No, yeah, okay, I still said last dining hall meal because I don't think I was expecting to eat at a dining hall again, just because I didn't want to. And so I was like, oh, cute. But then the very next day, this is our actual last meal. So Jay and I again went to that night we went to Epicuria, and it was so packed there. Like, everyone and their mom was there. Like, actually, like, everyone had their moms and their parents and their dads. Everybody was there. It was really packed. I think I had to wait in line for pasta. Well, just because it wasn't done, but there was a line for it nonetheless. But it was nice though. It was cute. Am I wearing the same hoodie that I wore earlier in the week? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I kind of like lived in this hoodie. It's my Caroline Polachek hoodie that I got at her concert, and it's honestly it's the only hoodie I had on me at the time, which is really funny because it's concert merch. So like, that's not a normal hoodie that you would necessarily have on you, or me specifically. Just because I don't really wear hoodies. I'm more of like a t-shirt and shorts person, or jeans. T-shirt and jeans person, but yeah, that was that. Yeah. And so after this actually was when I moved out. So, room tour. Okay, so as you walk in, mirror obviously, LOL, cute, tall rack 1, door, okay, real door, towels rack 2 and 3, closet side 1, and 2, but since we're a triple, we also have a loft bed with a wardrobe for the third roommate. So my roommate and I shared this one. Oh my god, I forgot these. Oh, I'm so glad we came back. Oh my god. I would have left these here. Wait. It's actually really interesting because I actually left them there, but oh well. It makes for a funny story. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassing. How did my dad see? Oh, it's because I had the door open so we couldn't open it. Anyway, so glad I opened this. Wait. Anyway, so yeah, we shared the closet. I got this part for my wardrobe. I'm also very out of breath. I'm so tired. Anyway, and then Jack got this side, but you also get a cute, damn, you got a cute small little mirror. Yeah. Anyway, this is a classic triple, meaning 3 beds, no AC. That's like, oh, let's ignore those stains. But yeah, we each get our own desk with our own cute little hand sani. Thank you. Desk 2 and desk 3. This one was mine, but you can't really tell because I don't have like all my sunny angels and very cute things out, obviously. And then window. I do use it as a mirror though, because when you have the light on, see, look, Like, it's like basically near. Let's ignore the fingerprints though. But look at this view, wait, of the top of Feast. It's not really a view. It's giving, yeah, if you can hear the sounds, that's what's giving. It's giving flop. No ma'am. And then if you love, okay, if you peek in this corner over here, yep, that's the trash. So every day, whenever they want, they clear it up. And what do I hear that's so loud that is like basically my alarm? Like, I don't even need to set anything anymore at this point. Oh, plus the fact that it's so hot in this room, oh my god, is the containers banging like every hour. It's so loud. But wait, it's giving loud derogatory, not loud cute. Not explaining. So yeah, we also get these two bins. They're very nice. Nice if you mean small. It's giving, yeah, like I said, flop. And then this command hook that was already here. It was nice because I held my like new jeans bag up here. It was very nice. Emphasis on the was. And yeah, here's me. End of year one thoughts. I'm glad it's over. Things happened that had to happen, and yeah. So when I found out as soon as I found out who did this, trust you will be dealt with. And by that I mean whoever put me in a classic triple. But I love all my roommates. I'm really glad I had them the whole year. This year. Love them all. I already missed them, whatever. They moved out way earlier this morning, so I had basically a single for a few hours, but I ended up and now leaving sooner than expected, which is fine. I'll see everybody soon again. It's okay. So yeah. So in retrospect, I genuinely really had a nice year. It was definitely a freshman year, to say the least. I learned a lot academically, but more so about myself and how I hold up in a large setting independently as myself. I learned that I'm not as messy as I thought I was, especially having two roommates. And I'm a lot more hygienic than the horror stories that I've heard from my friends about their nightmare roommates. Like, not gonna get into that, but the worst thing that you can imagine, it probably happened. It really helped me out having some community college classes already completed to cover some GEs at my local community college in high school, since my high school did offer dual enrollment classes for certain things. So going into UCLA, I had about 42 and a half units completed, which at that point, which set me 1/4 away from sophomore standing, which was honestly really cool, because then it helped me to not really have a huge load on me as I started out. Because looking back a year later, or a school year later, I am very glad that happened, because even with the 3 classes that I took, it was still definitely a lot, especially since, honestly, like, I wasn't really too prepared for how much time I would have to commit to every single class, which wasn't too incredibly hard, but still just a big change just being there at all. So yeah. I did not get straight A's by any means, but I did my best, and that's all I could have asked of myself, because honestly, I'm not gonna beat myself up and start crying and being all stressed out over getting A's. Like, you can back up. That's what I did in high school to get where I'm at now. Like, I'll still try and do my best, definitely. I'm not saying be lazy and don't do anything at all, but definitely don't sacrifice your self-worth or your time to just be miserable. Like, mm, like stand up, do try harder on yourself, not your schoolwork. In that regard, it was hard for me to adjust to living at school with the looming anxiety of always, you know, needing to be productive in some way. That when I did have free time, I felt guilty that I could be studying or doing laundry or like anything else but relaxing at all and taking time to myself to just chill. Like, which sucks, honestly. So that feeling, as I'm sure a lot of you have also felt, stuck with you all year. And yeah, the important part is to just call it out and to realize what it's doing to you. And I don't know, come up with a plan to just not let that take over yourself and just chill out. Yeah. Like, why am I paying all this money to be at UCLA and not want to be, not just enjoy myself here? Like, I'm at one of the best colleges, like, ever. Why am I sad? Yeah. But then again, I realized that this is a learned behavior. So if anything, it's really just a reflection of myself and what I need to figure out, like, on the inside, which I kind of already explained. But yeah. So with that being said, it's honestly as bad as it ever got for me. It really helped to just do a lot of late night thinking and just talk to myself about me and who I am to avoid these kinds of behavior, but also just to just take in a whole new environment in itself is already just a lot. So yeah, like I said, don't beat yourself up about like anything that, not really anything, but just enjoy your time, because a year is over, and honestly, although a lot happened, like I had said, it went fast, honestly. Now that I'm here, I'm like, oh man. But besides that, I was doing amazing when it came to my social life. I love meeting new friends and making connections and seeing who knows who and making plans and going out, going shopping, going to the beach, things that are fun that take away from the dread of just being at school and having to do school. But yeah, going to Target, buying snacks, it's all just mundane things that I really enjoy, which I changed from being mundane to being fun, Oh, and I cannot talk about UCLA and not mention the food. Literally insane. So I ate so much this year, not because I'm big and greedy, but because everything was just really good. Like there wasn't a meal that I did not like, unless I was at B plate. But we're not gonna get into that. So I did gain a few pounds, but not quite exactly the freshman 15, as the prophecy warns. But I really believe that I wouldn't have enjoyed my year as much as I did if it weren't for the food. I would be so much more sad and but honestly a bit skinnier if I didn't have access to the food that I liked as much as I did. Because one thing about me is I kind of just won't eat and become a breatharian and survive off the oxygen in the air, which I know sounds bad, but working on it. Don't say anything on that. Just if I don't, like, I don't, it isn't that I don't like to cook, it's just that if I don't have to, I won't, is the thing. So yeah, looking forward to living off campus. Yay, can't wait to do that. When it came to my roommates, I got very lucky. I opted in for random selection, which had me stressing all summer. I had so many anxieties as to who I would be living with for the year, because these are complete strangers. Like, I don't know who they are, and I'm gonna spend a whole room with them for 9 months. Yeah, very warranted anxiety. But the first thing that eased my worries when I had reposted a post from Nicki Minaj on my story for a new single she was releasing. I think it was Super Freaky Girl, because that came out like August, I think. Yeah, of last year. And one of my roommates actually slid up and told me that he was planning on buying a Nikki flag for our dorm. So that was very nice, knowing that there was also a Barb in the room. So, yay! Which instantly made me like him because, Barbs stay together. Which that reminds me of the clip of the monkey from Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs named Barb. Ugh, queen.
I was in the 212. I'm the uptown A nigga. You know what's up or don't you? Word who made ya? I'm a rude bitch nigga. What are you made of?
But yeah, we had a lot in common. We had the same humor, and we all loved each other. We had a very healthy dynamic in our room. I'm honestly very grateful for them, and I do see them as people that I will continue to keep in touch with post college as well. I really like them a lot. Love you guys. But yeah, I would just like to comment and say that it's still very crazy to me that I'm kind of like calming down a bit about that I even got into UCLA to begin with. And I'm really glad I did, because I only applied to 4 colleges and I got into 3 of them. So you could only imagine my excitement when I got the acceptance letter. Yay. The story behind me finding out is actually really cool, and I will never get over that. So it's March 18th, 2022. The reason why that date is so specific and I remember it very well was because it's the release date of the Charlie XCX album Crash, and I was actually on my way to the record store a town over from me to go collect it. Oh wait, no, actually I lied. So I was actually going because my local record store, local being a town over, had in stock SZA's Control album on vinyl, which I was really excited about, and it was actually really priced. It was priced very well. I think it was like $23 for a 2 LP of SZA that I hadn't seen anywhere ever before. Like, what? So yeah, so I got 2 copies for me and my best friend who couldn't come with, and on the drive back, I check I think I had gotten an email actually from UC San Diego. So then I check my portal and I got in. Yay! So that was my first acceptance. Also, I had been trying to check my UC Irvine portal for like forever, and it always tell me it was down, which I'll get to that. Yeah, so then I opened it, I'm like, yay, I got in. And I just kind of like sat there in the car, just, like content with myself, like, yay, I got into a college. They actually like me, yay. And I'm just there, I'm just, yay. But then a bit after, 10 minutes after, I get a little curious, and I remember that hearing that some like more UCLA updates were open this Friday, because for the past few weeks at that point, decisions were out for a few different majors, and I wasn't sure if mine was included in that. And so I go on it and I look, and I honestly was not expecting anything at all. I was just really expecting it to say there have been no updates, or it was just like the confirmation page. But then I look and it said congratulations at the top. Like, yeah, I was very happy. Like, at that moment, there was, like, honestly, nothing felt real. As cliche as that sounds, that's really just how it felt. I stared at the screen, like, mouth wide open, just like the song. Not saying which song, but yeah. And I started, like, screaming at my dad, like, I got in, like just, like, 10 times in a row. And he's fully just driving. We're on the freeway. And I like, grab his arm as I'm screaming. And I honestly just cannot, like, so many thoughts were going through my brain. Like, that was fully just, like, a real moment. Like, real. Yeah. I was thinking of all the places in my life will go from here. Like, I got into UCLA. Like, come on. Like, I'm going to LA. And the places it's gone from there, this year has been the most eventful in a while, and many more are to come from that. So on that note, that wraps up my end of year recap and some of the many things that made it an interesting 9 months living in Westwood. I'm thinking about making this a yearly thing where I recap my last quarter of the school year and just like overall year. So stay tuned next year for maybe another video of this style. So yeah, until then, bye.